Welcome to the 2013 Year in Review for Managers. When you log into the review portal, you will see your My Past Reviews for yourself and My Team Reviews. This will show your team. You can view both your direct and your indirect reports. When you have a direct report that is ready for direct review, that's when your action is required. This is after any matrix feedback has been input, if that is applicable to the employee. In this case, the employee we are reviewing did have matrix feedback, so we see this Matrix Manager tab over here. You can quickly review all the sections by hovering over the buttons on the left. Otherwise, when you come in, the roles and responsibilities that are shown are those entered by the employee. You have the ability to make any changes and edits, or you can add or remove some. For goals, you will see what the employee entered all the way through the weight and the evaluation. Your only requirement here is to enter the year-end comment. You can also choose a goal as being no longer applicable if that's the case. When the goals are entered, they turn green, a check mark shows here, and we can go to the next section. At any time, we could see what remaining items are available. At the bottom, we will see the links. From here, the competency, we see on the left, we see what the employee chose. In this case, for innovation, the employee chose exemplary and entered the comment of something. You can choose the same. In this case, evident, we'll say exemplary. Both the choice and a comment is required in this section. Once completing the section, the next section shows the comments and feedback. On the left column, we see the employee's comments here. So the strengths, they said something, and we can do the same. At this point, we have the ability to add recommendations. So we can choose what type of recommendation we want to write, if it's promotion or retention, or whether it's internal mobility. These are all optional. From here, we see the development requested by the employee. This is optional, so if none are entered, you do not have to do anything. Lastly, the rating. The rating, we come in here and we have to choose one of these options. If choosing a 4 or 3, doesn't matter, you don't have to do any comments. But if you choose a 5, a 1, or a 2, you will have to enter a justification explaining why you choose a 5 or why you choose a 1 or a 2. After that, we have a new screen, the growth potential screen. Here we can read all the options and see what each one means, or view a pop-up to see what more specific examples of that. Once we choose one of these, the last question is whether they're critical talent, yes or no. Choose an option there, and that is all the required inputs for the manager. If there were matrix managers present, there can be up to 3. We can review the matrix manager inputs. These are all read-only. We can also review and edit any of the future 2014 roles and responsibilities. Lastly, the goals, make sure they're all in line with what we believe. And at that point, we're done, and we go ahead and submit the review to our indirect manager. After submitting the review, it is now in the indirect review queue, and at this point, the indirect reviewer will come in. I'll demonstrate that. Now I've logged in as Manager 2, which is an indirect manager, for Employee 1, which has a direct manager of Manager 1. So here I'm in my indirect reports queue, and I see this has an indirect review in progress. At this point, as an indirect manager, I can come in and review everything. So the roles are read-only, goals are read-only, but I have the ability to edit the manager comments and the evaluation. Competencies is all read-only. I can only see what the employee and the manager input. Feedback, I can manipulate any of these changes by adding to the manager's comments, and I can view any of the recommendations. Development, same idea. Rating, I can see what was chosen. Growth potential, I see what was chosen. Again, I can review manager feedback. I can review the roles and review the goals. That's all there is to the indirect review form. Indirect reviewer submits it back to Manager 1. Now I'm back in the Manager 1 queue, so this is the direct manager again. I see the status is now ready for employee meeting. At this point, the manager will come into the review and is directly taken to the signature page. The manager is expected to choose a date for the employee meeting, chooses a date, acknowledges that they've completed the review accurately, types in their name, and has the employee meeting. At this point, when the direct manager is done, they will submit back to the employee. And when submitted back to the employee, we now see the manager's signature is completed. At this point, the employee would have the opportunity to come in and to do a review. Now the employee, when viewing his review, sees that the manager's signature is completed, and the employee can come back into the review, be taken to the signature page, review all inputs, enter their response, and agree, and sign their name. At this point, the review process is complete. Employee presses Finish Review, and the review status will move to complete. Thank you for watching this video demonstration.